And one of the biggest challenges, I guess, of a salesperson, because you got to be motivated to do well in sales and in business as well, right? And a lot of people are scared of rejection. So I'm just curious, how do you handle rejection? I'm guessing you faced a lot of no's on your journey, but when you get a no, what do you tell yourself? How do you keep, stay motivated and stay positive and keep pushing forward?
Well, I don't talk to myself much,
No?
No, it's kind of it doesn't help me much talking to myself. It's like, hey, what happened just there? You're talking to yourself, dude. You don't have any information, okay? I mean, you need to go to somebody else. Talk to somebody else because, oh my God, I'm just this is a guy talking to himself. I'm a terrible salesman and the customer sucks and the economy's terrible and this is Mr. Obama's fault and oh my God, that's you talking to yourself, okay? All you do is pin yourself down into a place of no answers. It's like your car runs out of gas. You don't go look in the tank. Oh, what's down there? No, dude. You go to an external place for fuel, and you put fuel in your car. So you guys need to quit talking to yourself. Number one, it's a little weird.
Okay.
Number two, you ain't got any answers. If you had them, you wouldn't have lost that sale. And number three, you need to know this about rejection. Rejection is only experienced because your business model is broken. So I don't experience rejection today the way I did as a young salesperson because I understand rejection is only an indication that my business model is broken, that I don't have enough leads going on. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I'm selling you and you say no to me and I can't get the deal and I've tried and I quit and I kept trying and I'm going to call you back tomorrow. I'm going to try to get the deal tomorrow or next week or the month after that. I don't have any emotional connection with you saying no today, even though I've tried and didn't get it and would appear that temporarily I failed. All I do, dude, I got somebody else to call on now. I got a second person, a third person, a fourth person, a fifth person. As long as your pipeline's full, if you watch a professional athlete, a baseball player that's going to play, 200 games a year, basketball player, they do 160 games in a year. They don't get all upset about one loss. They're like, dude, we got 164 games left. We're going to lose some of these. We don't like it. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, when it gets down to the last game of the year, you're going to have somebody crying on the floor. Grown men crying balled up in a fetal position. But they're probably going to go back and do next season. So why? Because their pipeline's full. Rejection is an indication that your business model is broken. It is not an emotional state.
That's a good point.
Thank you, Tyler.
So Grant, your book 10X Rule, that's the one I read most recently.
Yeah, you read it?
And yeah, it's an amazing book. Lit me on fire, like I said. What I would like to know is, because basically one of the main messages in the book is to go over and set goals and aim for things that are 10 times bigger than what you're normally comfortable with, or what you might even think is possible. So how does somebody, if they've then set a goal that looks like it's a little bit impossible, it's way big, it's way out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
But how can they position themselves or prepare themselves to actually make, that happen or really close to it?
Well, so look, let's say the guy's goal is to make, $1 million this year. And he's like, man, I've never made $1 million. You see, the first thing he's going to do is go back to what he did in the past.
Yeah.
This is just what everybody does. Everybody does is, I've never made more than, the company's never made more than 200 grand in a year. Now you're saying $1 million. No, I'm saying no. What you should do is multiply that number times 10. You should create a target for 10 million, build a business plan that would get you to 10 million. You need to build a program that will get you to $10 million. The program exists. First of all, you got to go back and ask, is the 10 million available on this planet? If you're talking about all the money in the universe and this money doesn't exist, then that's impossible. But if $10 million exists in this universe, build a program for it and then do whatever it takes, dude. Look, the piece that's missing is not the program and not the money. The piece that's missing is the guts, the whatever it takes, surrounding yourself with whatever it takes people. We created this whole network called Whatever It Takes Network, okay? I don't know if you've been on it or you've seen it. But that network is created because I want to surround myself with freaking fanatics and crazy people. I want to surround myself with men and women, young and old, that will do whatever it takes, that talk about whatever it takes, that do their business based on whatever it takes. I want to build a cult following of whatever it takes, people that are ethical and that see the goal and the mission through to the destination and that don't settle or satisfy themselves with the journey.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Whatever it takes, man. Come on,
whatever
man.
It takes. So, Grant, what would you say are some of the, do you have any specific habits or activities that you've been keeping consistent for years and that you think have contributed to your success at this level?
Dude, get up early, stay late, and do whatever it takes.
That's awesome. Okay. Now, I mentioned in the intro, your books, and I'm going to link to all your books in the show notes.
Okay, beautiful.
I encourage anyone to check those out. I'm curious, though, is there anything that has impacted you? It could be a book, it could be a person, could be a resource of any kind.
Yeah.
Is there anything that has been kind of a game changer for you in any way?
Game changer book for me was Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Game changer.
Okay.
Read the book 7 times.
Serious. Can you say that again?
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. The book is about the reactive mind. It's about how the mind reacts. It's why people think little, why they respond, why they have crazy thoughts and ideas, why people do all this negative talk to themselves about why they can't, how they can't, why they're negative, why something bad happens to you when you're 15 years old and you're still thinking about it 30 years later and you think about it all the time. I mean, it's a freaking amazing book about how the mind works and how to get rid of all this negative garbage you got going on in your head.
Okay, that's awesome. Thanks for recommending that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now, one of my favorite questions that I ask every guest on the show is for them to share their definition of success. I break this up into 2 parts, though, because I find that a person's definition will change over time.
Yeah.
So, Grant, if you could share with us how you initially defined success when you were first getting started in business, and then walk us through how that definition has changed since that point.
Yeah, let me just say this on books also. This is the book I was talking about, Dianetics, okay? Who Moved the Cheese? Freaking great book. Unbelievable book. The other book is Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. Freaking stupid, crazy book about this guy's journey. It was a fable, actually. You can read the book in one night. Yeah, I read a lot of books, by the way. I just want you to know that, okay? Okay, now you're asking about, what's the question?
Success. How did you define it?
Yeah.
How has your definition changed?
Well, in the beginning, success was how am I going to make? I need to make $80,000 this year, and then it was I got to make $100,000 this year, and then it was I need to make $100,000 this month, and then it was like I need to get this chick, I need to get this chick for the night, Then it was like I just want her to go home with me, I just want to get laid. And then it was when oh man, I want this woman, I want to marry me and have kids with me, and I want to spend the rest of my life with me.
Yeah.
And then it's been like, hey man, I just want to get in great shape. And then it was like, hey, I want to do a TV show and become a TV celebrity. And then I want to produce a TV. I mean, dude, I've had so many freaking goals and successes, like many I haven't even reached yet. I want to build $1 billion real estate portfolio. Now, if I boil all that down from stories to what it means to me, success is not about money or my physical condition or my health or money or any of that. Success for me is reaching my potential. It's what is my potential, like that is the quest. That is the answer to why Steve Harvey still goes to work every day after becoming the most well-known TV celebrity in the world. That's why Steve Jobs was still building stuff even to the last days of his life. Because that's why Walt Disney was still doing his deal, Why? Because successful people want to reach their potential. They're not satisfied with where they are. So for me, success is the difference between where I'm at and the potential of who I am.
So it's about constantly pushing that envelope. And it's funny because, you'll set a goal and then you'll get there. And then once you're there, you'll realize you could go a bit further.
Yeah, sure.
And that never ends.
Sure,
right?
That's right.
It's awesome. So, Grant, if you could pass on any words of advice to the aspiring entrepreneur. So this is somebody who they're working for somebody else, or maybe they're in school, but they dream of owning their own business. They just don't quite have the courage to get started. So what would you say to them to kind of push them forward?
I would say that you need to listen to this podcast one more time. That if you're not aspired now, okay, you got somebody connected to you that is dead. Mommy, daddy, uncle, brother. If you found anything negative, I'm just going to give you a little hint here. If you found anything that you want to criticize about this podcast, you have somebody directly in your life that is contaminating your thinking. Get rid of those people, okay? Either handle them or get rid of them, okay? First thing, I just get rid of people. I get rid of people all the time. If you're hanging around the same friends you had when you were freaking 12 years old, get rid of some friends, man. If they're not growing and going, if they're not excited and jacked up and freaking, let's go fast, if you haven't hurt yourself or got a speeding ticket in the last 30 days, man, come on, man, where's the life at? Quit playing it safe, quit being careful, break out of this middle class. I talk a lot about the middle class. I'm not talking about the middle class